morning, good afternoon, guys, whenever you're streaming or tuning into this. This devotional I chose because it's something that the Lord has been putting on my heart. I've been reading over and over this, and He's been trying to scale back my thinking, especially in a time like this, to what is the most important things that we need to be focusing on as Christians and as believers in Jesus Christ. What did He call us to do? Because there's so much out there, and the Bible can seem so complicated at times. And I wanted to know from the Lord, just what do I need to be doing? What part of my life do I need to work on? And these verses came to me, and I'm just going to share them with you guys now. It's from Matthew chapter 22, and it's Jesus responding to a question, which is, "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and all the prophets hang on these two commandments." And so everything is wrapped up into one word, and that is love. And I look at this like the entire Bible, the entire Old Testament, New Testament, all of it, Jesus' teachings, everything that He did, all the miracles that He did, everything that He spoke about was done because He loved us. And I wanted to show you the next screen here, which is another verse that is talking about, and a really, really common one in 1 Corinthians, and it goes on to the love chapter. But it's saying that, which is a fairly controversial one, that if I speak in tongues of men or of angels but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but I do not have love, I gain nothing. Now, it got me thinking, am I truly loving people in my day-to-day walk? Do I love every single person that I come in contact with? When I'm grumpy or I'm annoyed at something, or I'm frustrated because these times are just a bit odd for us all, and my reactions are not loving towards people. When I'm speaking with my wife all the time, am I always loving her? When I'm dealing with my children, am I always loving them in everything that I say? And I was thinking, if every word that came out of my mouth was done in love, how much would change? How would my speech and what I say to people change? If everything that I did was done out of love, if I was walking down the street and this picture here shows someone walking off and they've got crutches, if I was walking down the street and I saw somebody with crutches or a limp and I walked past them, as I do a lot of the time, am I showing them love? Because what did Jesus do when He saw those people? He prayed for them. And I know it's hard sometimes, but if we walk past those people, if we walk past people who are struggling and we don't do anything, are we showing them love, which is pretty well the sole component to what Christianity is all about? It is about loving people. And so I wanted to challenge myself, and I wanted to challenge you guys to think about, is everything that is coming out of your mouth done in love? Gossip is a massive thing, and especially in times like this when we have more time on our hands, it can go rampant. Gossip is not done in love. So thinking to ourselves, is every single thing that comes out of your mouth done in love? Is it for the benefit of that person you're speaking to? And is every action that you do when you walk around the street or you go to the supermarket, or you deal with your family, is it done in love? And I can be assured that most of my actions are probably not. And it's something that I need to work on a lot. is making sure that I am really, truly loving people. And if I do love people, that means that I would be unfearful in sharing the gospel with anyone, that I would be unafraid to pray with anyone because I love them and I want them to be healed, or I want their soul to be healed by knowing the gospel of Jesus Christ. This photo here, it just shows, I love it being in Europe, how there is crosses on every mountaintop. And when we start to act in love, when we are doing everything out of love as Jesus did, you will not be able to be hidden. Your actions won't be able to be hidden because they will be different to the actions of every other person around, because you will be different. And so by doing everything in love, we then get to become more like Jesus, and we get to shine his light on this earth, and people get to see that. The last little slide here that I wanted to show you, and the verse is down the bottom. It says, "Neither do people light a lamp or put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." So as we let our light shine, and I believe that is by acting in grace and in love to other people, people will see that. And if one person is fantastic, but if a multitude of people do that, if every single Christian in Gympie started acting in love to every person they met and making sure that every word out of their mouth was done in love, how would this town shine? And how would they see this town compared to others? And how would they feel? Because the light would shine through this town. So I encourage you, as you go on through this week, that think about your actions and think about your words and your deeds and say, am I doing this in love? Because the reason that Jesus came down and he made such a massive impact is because everything he did was because he loved us first. He died on the cross because he loved us, and that was completely out of the norm, something that nobody would do in their right mind. But love makes you do crazy things, and love will make us do crazy things as well. So I encourage you to love one another, love people you don't know, love your family, and especially in a time like this when people might feel isolated and alone, they need somebody to come beside them and love them, whatever that looks like. And so I encourage you, look at yourself, look at your deeds and your words, as I will over this week, and say, did that come from love or did that come from myself? Thank you, guys. Love you all. Bye.